thing with the camera. So what I can... Hello guys, my name is Larry and welcome to my YouTube channel, 956 Studio. In today's video, what we're going to do is I'm going to attempt to show you how to change out this little motor right here, power tilt and trim motor. Now, there's going to be some shots in the footage that may be pretty good. There's going to be some that's going to be pretty rough because the camera maybe doesn't autofocus when it should in a tight position like this. But yes, we're going to be working on a Honda 4-stroke, 150 horsepower outboard. Now, this is an older one. This is 2013, 2014, I believe. But again, we're going to be replacing the power tilt and trim motor. I went out about 15 miles offshore the other day and mine decided to go out right out there, but thank God it was in a down position and we made it home safely. So let me see if I can get you some good shots of it as we're taking it out. I'll try to address the type of tools we're going to use, and then we're also going to be replacing the relay, which is a total different character, man. This thing, the relay is way up inside here in the front. Well, we'll have to do that after we get the motor back in its normal position, but hey, that relay is oh man, it's holy hell, guys. So hope yours never goes out. Let me get the video going. Well, I think I found a quicker way, an easier way to get that screw out that's on the back side of the motor on the other side over there. Hopefully that didn't blur out. But the screw actually opposite of this one right here. Not the one back here, not the one over there. If you go up here and take, excuse me, you go up here and you take this pin out, that right there, you see how that, oh boy, the blur is going to blur out. You see how that allows you to move it back and forth? You'll be able to get to that screw right there very, very easily. I don't know if I can get you a shot of it. See it down inside there? See, I got the socket sitting right, and ratchet right on top of it. So that works out pretty good. Now let's finish taking the motor completely off of it. Now I am going to attempt to remove that thing with the camera in place, but I believe that on this Canon EOS M50 that it's going to want to blur out. And if it does, you'll see me, I'll have to cut that section of the video out. But I am going to try to remove it so you can see what I'm doing. Now, I'm not going to be very fast at it. But we're getting the hardest screw out. And again, that's, like I said, we're doing that by removing the pin that's up here on the top of this shaft right here. And allows us to gain access to that screw to the back. And oh, by the way, I think you can either use a 3/8 or you can use a 10 millimeter on these. Either way you look at it, I've got both sockets and I've tried them both and they both work, so either one will probably work. I'm going to go ahead and take the ones I can out by hand right now. Shouldn't be any fluid come out of it that I know of. Now, I'm no expert at this. This is my first one I've ever changed out on my boat. First one I've ever changed out in my life, period. But, you know, if you can do these kind of things, even with the help of YouTube, which I didn't find any video out there that helps me on YouTube, you're saving yourself a buck or two from time to time, which adds up over time. Now I'm going to have to get back there. I'm going to have to move this camera to get back there and get them other two screws out, and I'll be right back with you. Well, we finally got the screws out of it. I couldn't do that, like I said, I wanted to show you in the video, but with the camera blurring out due to the setup that we have set in it, we decided to just go ahead and take the screws out and pull the motor loose. All we did was put a screwdriver down in between this section right here on the bottom where the motor goes to, and the ears up on top of the electric motor itself. And just pry those apart. And pay close attention. Do not get any trash or any debris down inside this part of this unit right here, because this is very important. And wipe that out the best you can. Clean it up. There's fluid in there. Clean that up the best possible way that you can before installing a new motor on there. And the new motor will come with an O-ring. Make sure you put that O-ring back around here, right on the side of this area, and then install it the same way you took it apart. It's no rocket scientist work to it, but you may want to mark the location. Like I put a scribe mark here. I know that that's going to go facing that way towards the back of the boat. So yeah, let's see if we can put the new motor on there. Hopefully it's going to be the same motor that we took off or equivalent to it. You know it ain't going to be the same because the old motor was a piece of junk. But yeah, let's see if we can get the new motor put back in place, get it bolted back up, see if this old tilt and trim works now. Well, I'll say that. We can't do that until we put the actual relay in the front of the motor, which is a job, folks. I mean, I'm going to try to shoot part of that video when I do install that relay, but it is tough. I'm telling you, it is so buried up inside the front of this engine that, yeah, you better have a damn bachelor's degree or something to get it out of there. Good memory of how to put things back together. So stick around. Let's put the trim motor back on it, and then we'll get on the rest of it to see what we need to do to finish the relay. Stick around. Let's see how this happens. Now once you get over to this point in the video, you got the motor loose, then you got to worry about the cable and everything else you see over here. And it's not that hard to really figure out. Now I should have said it earlier in the video, but yeah, we're going to have some fan noise back there. It's still here in South Texas. Right now it is still 102 degrees today, and this August the 22nd, something like that, pretty close around that day. Hell, I don't remember, I'm so old. But anyhow, we're going to get to the point now where we're going to remove the actual wiring that goes to the motor and it's attached to the front part of the engine. Let me show you how we're going to do that. This is what we're working on right now. This is the wiring that goes up underneath the cover of the motor. It goes to the relay up there. This is the two wires that go to the relay, and it should be a green one and a blue one if you're taking the relay loose up the top section of the motor. Now the other one goes down, and that's headed to a different location. So we're not concerned about that one right now. We're concerned about the one we're working on. Now you're going to take this stuff loose, unspin it. I guess it's some kind of shielding material to keep them together. I'm not sure what they call it. But you'll take all that loose. Pop this open, make this thing up here clip open. Alright, when you get to this section of the video, or this part of the video, when you're working, oh, let me back up. These little chingamadettas right here, you're just going to have to cut that little push insert, what do you call them, push pin. You're going to have to cut it right in the middle, something like this right here. I'm not sure if it's focusing very well, but a little push pin that holds these things in place. And you'll have to just cut the center out of it, kind of like I did right here. And then you'll have to put new push pins in there to hold it back in place later on. Well, I hope this video is focusing enough for you to see what the hell I'm doing, because I'm trying to do this by myself. So, hey, at this point in the video, if you like what you're seeing, make sure you hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe, because I sure need all the help I can get. Alright, once you get over here now, you're pulling these plugs out of this little grommet. Pull the blue one out first, and that'll give you room to pull the big one out second, just like so. You keep the grommet, make sure you don't lose it. Now then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull out cable that we need, which is the two big ones. It looks like, I believe, the 10 gauge wiring, something like so. Pull them out of there. And then get to the bottom of them. There we go. Bring it back around there. Pull it out. Come back through this section right over here. And looks like we're going to have trouble getting it out of there too. See, that grommet's going to have to be popped out of there as well, it looks like. Let's see if we get a screwdriver and get it out. If you're lucky, that grommet will come out just like mine did. Now this is a split grommet, so it makes it easier to put back in. And then of course pull out your motor. And there we go, we got it out. Now that's the old one. Well, Dad burn it, would you look at that? Now this is the old motor. And this is the new motor. And from what I can see so far, look like they're both pretty burn good. As far as when it comes to being the same one. The wiring's even the same. So that's a plus. We don't have to worry about cutting anything out. Now let's check the plug ends. Let's see here. I know this is not a real good video, folks, but both plugs even look the same. Chinese figured a way to duplicate that thing just perfectly, didn't they? Now let's see if we can put this thing back on there. We got it off of there. Let's see if we can put it back on there now. Just gonna do the opposite of what we did taking it apart. Just a little added footage for the video. If you're wondering if the motor, the power tilt trim system, has a spring built into it, yes it does. Once you pull that motor off, it's very important that this is very clean in this area before you put the new one in there, because you any problems with the tilt system. So check your screen. If it's dirty, take that screw out in the middle and clean that screen before putting the motor back in place to ensure that you do not have any problems with the power tilt trim when you're out there on the water. Now once you've got the motor in place, get back around there. You've got all 4 of your screws. Well, let's see if we get the camera to not blur out. You've got all 4 of these screws in there. Pull them down even when you're going back together with them. If you don't, you may crack your housing on the motor. Make sure that you have that little spline inside there, just like you see on this other motor. Kind of clocked. I'm going to try to get it where you can see some light on it. There we go. You want to turn this, turn the shaft inside the unit on the boat, same direction as this one is here. Make sure you line those up. If you haven't set the opposite way, there's a good chance you're going to ruin that new motor or tear up the other unit. So make sure you line this up so they both mate together. Again, once you have this motor in place, all of them bolted back down, and you're done with moving this shaft back and forward, you go back up here and make sure you put this pin back in. Before you put the pin back in, grease it. Put your little grease on there. It slides right in there just like so. And then come back over here and install your C-clip. And then we're going to test it, see if it works from there. Now after you have the motor installed, and if you want to check the functionality and see if it's going to work or not, just run your wires that go to the motor over here to where you have your battery storage compartment. Get your one wire going to positive, one wire going to negative. Now if you reverse them, it ain't going to hurt nothing, because one is going to power up and one's going to power down, so it makes any difference. Don't make any difference. Just make sure you got your pin in place before you do any of this. So just get you some good wire, stick it in the slot right there on one side. Don't short these wires out. Don't let them touch each other, or you will blow your battery up probably. Something similar to that. Make sure you got good contact. There you go. We got up. Switch the wires from one side to the other. And then we're going down. The little motor sounds pretty good. Now make sure when you get through that you just don't leave the wires dangling there, because you have power going to them. That's an easy way to test it before you even take them off. If you suspect the motor's bad on your power tilt and trim, just go ahead and make sure you find the wires going to the motor and get you 12 volts and a ground going to it, and test the old motor. If for some reason that motor does not kick off just because you have the wires plugged in, then take the old motor and tap it with a screwdriver or a pair of pliers. Just tap it on the outside. That's what I did on the ones I took off this motor, boat motor here. And once I tapped it, plugged it back in, man, it took off running fine. So it was going to ground internally, and that motor was no good at all. But you see how this new motor we put on this unit here works perfectly today. Now then we'll go ahead and finish up all the wiring, which I don't think we need to go take you through that process and make the video any longer than what it is. But we do ask that if we shared any information that you gained any knowledge from, that you hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. We need all the help we can get out here in this YouTube world. We're just a small channel, just struggling to survive and alive. Now also what we're going to do is, after we get all this finished up, we do have a relay that we're going to put on it as well. And the relay itself is probably not bad due to the fact that the motor was going to ground internally, causing a problem there. So we may just wire up the old relay and stick it back in there just to test it. And even if it works or it doesn't work, we got a new one coming, so we're going to put the new relay in there at this time while we have everything disassembled on this motor. It makes it a whole lot easier. Now I'm all hot, sweaty, and wet, but that's how it is when you got to work in South Texas in this 100-something degree heat. That ought to be worth a thumbs up, like, and subscribe right there. Hard, struggling, old fart like me, right? Yeah, it's okay. We old, but we still get the job done. But we are going to put a new water pump in this unit. We did have a video of putting a new water pump in the lower unit here 6-7 years ago, if you'd like to go back and check it out. And we're also going to put some thermostats on top of it. We put the thermostats in there every 2 years regardless, because in salt water, they just don't last long. So thermostats, water pump every 2 or 3 years, period. I don't care if it has 10 hours or 200 hours. We're going to put it on there every 2 years. This power tilt and trim motor, well, of course, it's original. Should have put one in there about 6 years ago. But enough of the rambling. We ask that you hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, and I hope I see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.